Thanks, amen. Daniel chapter 3. Daniel chapter 3. Daniel chapter 3. I want, before I preach, to thank God for this beautiful couple that the Lord has blessed to come back and say, I's married now. Deacon and Mrs. Cooper, will you stand? Come on, let's celebrate them. Come on. Come on, celebrate them, everybody. Amen, amen, amen. Amen. How we thank the Lord. Congratulations. Daniel chapter 3. Listen, I want to look at, you know the whole story. You've been to Sunday school, Bible school. Ushers, I want that you might read with us. I want you to, you can take your seats now. Amen. Amen. Daniel chapter 3, verse 17. I'm reading from King James, but King James is not the authority. Whatever script works best for you. Let me back up to verse 15. It will provide for us some context what I want to say. Now, if you be ready that at what time you hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, the harp, the sackbut, the psaltery, the dulcimer, and all kinds of music, you fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if you worship not, shall be cast the same hour into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. And who, that's what people are asking, who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, some people say Nebuchadnezzar, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. Key verses right here. If it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us out of the burning fiery furnace. And he will deliver us out of your hands. Look how respectful they are. They clap back and still got it respectfully. O king. Here it is, y'all. But if not, be it known to thee, O king, we will not serve thy gods, nor will we worship the golden image which you have set up. I just want to tell you, verse 19 and 20, he got so angry he commanded them to be thrown in the fiery furnace. Let me surmise those two verses for you. I want to talk about verse 17 and 18, the right outlook on the wrong situation. The right outlook, wrong situation. My brothers and my sisters, adversity, this is tweetable, Snapchatable, Facebookable, whatever the word is. Adversity is a strong prerequisite for blessings in your life. However, some of us allow adversity to encumber our progress and to keep us from moving to the next level. When I was a kid and I fell down on the playground, I already knew that other people would laugh at me. And so as opposed to me stand down, I laughed with them. So many of us allow our feelings to get hurt, and instead of laughing with them, we cry. The thematic statement, the thought, today's lesson is, God will allow you to end up in circumstances that are tight spots. But your deliverance depends on how you look at your circumstance. You've got to have the right outlook, even if the situation is wrong. Are you in the house with me? People may wrong you. That's the wrong situation. But your outlook is you got to keep smiling, keep shining. You might be overwhelmed by your employer and may have loads on you that are more cumbersome than other times and other people in other places, but you've got to keep working. You don't give up. You may be sick in your body. Sickness and disease may infiltrate your body and sometimes even your mind, but you don't fold in despair. You've got to look at your situation and start speaking to your situation and letting your situation know that it does not have control over you. It trips me out that church people allow situations in life to beat them down so to the point that they are unrecognizable in their faith and unrecognizable in their testimony because of circumstance and situation. I don't care what has happened in my life. I don't care of the circumstance. I don't care of the situation. God has been too good to me for me not to let it show. This is the way we learned it when we would go to nursery school at Sister Keel's class. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, say amen. I can't get why I come to church and so many people look so depressed. If you're happy and you know it, you ought to show some sign. If you're happy and you know it, although life may not be going the way you want it to go, please know that God is on your side and he may not deliver you when you want him to. But I've got about 50 people in the house who don't mind testifying that if you wait on God, he'll deliver you in his own time. It is no secret what God can do. What he's done for others, he'll do for you. Situations may seem insurmountable, may seem like it's too much for you to handle. Sometimes the situation is just wrong. What do you mean? Nebuchadnezzar, you gonna throw us in the fiery furnace? Yeah! Bow down when you hear the music. First of all, they made some strong declarations. How are you facing death? And you're able to say to that person who looks or seeks to impose death upon you, I ain't gonna bow down. Y'all missed the point here. So many people are on your jobs. You're facing adversity, facing those people who seem to want to always keep their thumbs on you, and you're running with your tail between your legs. God has not called any Christian to be inferior or to be a coward. God has called you to stand where in the liberty wherewith Christ have made you free. You've got something to stand on. You've got holy boldness to stand on. Oh, well, let me go on and say it like the church used to sing it. On Christ the solid rock all other ground I dare not trust, but wholly lean on Christ. All other ground is. You wanted me to shout you today, but I want you to think today. Think about that thing that seeks to keep you in bondage. Think about that thing that seeks to kill, steal, and destroy. And can I tell you in a hurry, it's not people. Come on, let me say it again, so you better wake up. It's not people. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood. It's bigger than people. Are y'all getting me this morning? It's bigger than people. Tyrone, it ain't the people on the job. It's the spirit behind the people. Well, you ought not be fighting with people. You run out of energy trying to fight your own battles. The Bible says the Lord will fight for you. All you do is shut your mouth. Hold your peace. Keep your 2 cents. Don't nobody want to hear it in the first place. You have to have the right outlook. Well, preacher, it's difficult. D, because I'm facing death. The Hebrew boys are facing death. They're not facing somebody fighting them. Cammy, they facing death. Y'all getting what I'm saying? In other words, they are facing the ultimate enemy. And some of us are folding in the face of little enemies. Oh, y'all missing this. We folding in the face of circumstances. And here is the ultimate enemy that will take them out, and yet they're not scared. They said, you can do what you want to do. And every time you're faced with this, you know what people want to know? Who is this God? I wish I had somebody here. I mean, you in here shouting and waving your hand. Who is this God that carved out the earth, tacked down its carpet with green grass, with daffodils and lily? Who is this God that coughed and blew in the blue ether, caused the clouds to stand in their place? Who is this God that caused the stars to fall in their silvery sockets? Who is this God that causes the worlds to twirl, hung the moon and let it flow at night, hung the sun and let it fly in the day? Who is this God? Some of y'all gonna get it in a minute. That woke you up this morning. Who is this God that let you be where you are today? Who is this God that saved a wretch not like you, because you got it together, but I'm talking about a wretch like me? Who is this God that let me make it, let me preach, let me sing, let me worship, let me come to church, let me give, let me eat, let me sleep? Who is this God that knows I'm not worthy, still blesses me every time I turn around? Who is? Who is? Who is this God that impregnated Mary? Who is this God? So much God that he needed not a midwife, but supervised his own prenatal care. Who is this God? Said, you running out of wine, just bring it to me and watch, I give you some good stuff. Who is this God? Can walk into a funeral procession and turn it into a family reunion. Who is this God? Who is this God? That's what the world wants to know. That's what Trump is trying to figure out. You see, but you got to learn how to do like these boys did. They said to him, we ain't scared to answer you in this matter. I need about 20 people who don't mind being real with me and saying, I'm going to my situation in 2018 and tell my situation I ain't never scared. Come on, I need you to declare it this morning. I know it's a double negative. I ain't never scared. You got to learn how to speak to your storm and speak to your circumstance. Speak to your problem and say, I ain't never scared. I'm not going to be careful to answer you in this matter. Costling, why I got to be scared when I serve a God? I know you a king, but I serve the King of Kings. I know you a king, but I serve the Lord of Lords. I know you a king, but I'm not careful to answer you in this matter. If it be so, I wish I had somebody here. You got to have a if it be so attitude. Anybody in the house with me? I don't know what's going to happen, but if it be so. Red is kind of like nevertheless. You know, I ain't tripping. Whatever you want to do, if it be so. You may not do what I, but if it be so, it may not turn out the way. If it be so, my test may not come back the way I want it to come back. But if it be so, my finances may not look the way I want them to look. But if it be so, you may not have it like you want to have it. But if it be so. Bishop, every time I think about you and Monique and your testimony, and I look at Michael walking around, if it be so. See, some people get to giving up. But here is the word today. Don't give up. Y'all listening to me today? Don't quit. Don't throw in the towel. Don't fold your hands in despair and defeat. If it be so. Watch his next words, 18. Be it known. I mean, I want you to understand something. If this was 2018 vernacular, we would say, he clapped back. He told him, if it be so, I want you to know. Now, see, that takes some boldness. That takes some boldness to tell your problems. I want you to understand something. Anybody in the house with me? You have to learn how to speak in victory. You've got to learn how to speak in deliverance. You've got to learn how to speak as the head and not the tail. You've got to learn how to speak as above and not beneath. You've got to learn how to speak as the lender, not the borrower. You've got to learn how to speak with the confidence that God has got your back. Anybody in here know God has your back? I don't care where you work. I don't care what you face. God has your back. And you need to tell your problems, I come to serve notice on you today. If it be so, you got to know. What do you have to know? That our God, whom we serve, is able. Man, I'm going to leave y'all alone. But I want you to know God is able. Help me, deacons. God is able. I know that sounds real cliche-ish, but God is able. I know that sounds like a good whooping point and preachers get ready to take their exit, but I need somebody to really internalize the fact God is able. I mean, is there anybody who really believes this? You've had situations in your life where nobody but the Lord worked them out. You've had situations in your life where God has allowed you to have a U-turn. You have had situations in your life where it should have been a dead end, but God provided a way of escape. Do I have about 50 people in here who don't mind jumping to your feet and saying, I know God is able, and ain't nobody got to tell me, ain't nobody got to sing it, ain't nobody got to preach it. I tried him for myself, and I know God is able. It may not look right now, but if I hold on and wait on the Lord, God is able. God is able, Tam. God is able. I don't see it, but I know it. I believe it. He's able. Now let me tell you something real quickly. It was Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. I better tell you, you better watch the posse you run with. That's why I don't mind going certain places with certain people. Some of y'all try to figure out why I ride with Coop, why I ride with Bishop, because I know they strapped. Hello, somebody. I know if it jump off, they ready. Are you in the house with me? You better learn how to go with people who will stick with you, people who are loyal to you, people who are real with you, people who ain't going to fold in the face of adversity, but people who are real. Because some of these woes ain't loyal. Y'all don't want to be real with me, but they're smiling in your face. No good, low down, dirty. Hello, somebody. You better help me in here. You can't have everybody in your corner. You can't have everybody on your program. Everybody who looks like they're cheering for you ain't cheering for you. People get to smiling in my face, and I know you done been on a telephone. Don't trip. I ain't gonna trip. I'm not gonna treat you bad. I'm gonna still smile at you. You're fake. No good. It wasn't one person answering. They answered together and say, the God we. If you got people in your corner that can't say we, you need to kick them out right now. Some of y'all don't want to hear that. I got you. But you need to learn how to give the benediction to folk who can't say we. Are y'all in the house with me? If I'm going to go in the fire, LaShonda, I want to go in the fire with some people who can take the heat. Don't come here and tell me what they said. You're supposed to be we. You're supposed to be my people. And you're telling me, you know, such and such said about you. We. You can take me to the fire if I'm going with some loyal people. They answered together. And everything they said, we are not careful. The God whom we serve is able to deliver us. Can I tell you, that's why the choir, y'all better stick together. I'm finna run down this. Here's the pastoral part of my preaching. Ain't no choir member supposed to be talking about no other choir members. Ain't no usher supposed to be talking about no other ushers. Y'all better help me back there, ushers. Ain't no deacon supposed to be talking about. But can I tell all of us something? Ain't no church folk supposed to be hating on one another. Why in the devil I go to church and experience more hate than I do in a club? You better get yourself together. Everybody talking about heaven ain't going. Watch this. This is why they did not fold and they could make a statement that the God whom we serve is going to deliver us out of your hand. Come here, CC. Come here, Reverend Allen. Come here, Darlene. They ain't going to hell because they standing up here either. Amen. Oh, come on, lock up with me. Come on, CC, get on the other side. Lock up with me. Rev, lock up with her. Now, this is why the boss man, the enemy, the devil can take us out. Reverend Allen, pull that way. But CC, why you won't let my arm go? Now pull that way. Keep pulling, Allen. You pull your way. CC, you pull your way. This is why some of us can't come to worship together. This is why some of us can't get delivered together. This is why some of us can't get our jobs together. This is why some of us can't celebrate victories together. Because one person pulling on this side and the other person pulling on that side. But when we all get together, come on here, we'll get where God wants us to go. You can't pull against one another. You can't talk about St. John and expect St. John to grow. You can't talk one thing and live another thing. You got to work together. We are many members, but one body. If you ain't gonna work with us, quit working against us. We are one. He'll take us out of your hand. And he'll deliver us from the fire furnace. Do you know that when you start talking to your circumstance and your situation and your hurt and your pain, and your enemies and your sickness, when you start talking like that, do you know what happens? The devil gets mad. See, some of y'all don't realize the devil mad right now in here. And the Bible declared that the king got mad. And he heated up the furnace. And he put the boys in the furnace. 7 times. That's cool with me. That's cool with me. Because you can put me in. I'm out of here, y'all. It's the wrong situation. In my Christmas sweater, I feel like whooping a little bit. In the wrong situation. I got the right outlook. And that's what I want to tell you. You cannot have negative people in your corner. You cannot have people who are not willing to go through the fire with you. Oh, what you need is somebody who'll say, Bree, let's go to the fire. Because we've got an automatic cooling agency by the name of Jesus Christ who will get in the fire with us. Are you in the house with me? And I want you to know that the devil does not bother weak people, but he bothers strong people. Do I have a witness in the house? That is why verse 20 says he commanded the most mighty men to bind them up. When the devil uses the strongest that he has to bind you up, it's because he knows that you are strong yourself. Do I have a witness here? So you ought not be afraid when the enemy comes upon you to eat up your flesh. There's always a verse 21 coming. Is there anybody here today who can shout for a verse 21? These men were bound in their coats. They had on their hats, and they were cast in the fiery furnace. Are you in the text with me? And verse 23 said, these three men fell down in the fiery furnace, and they were in the midst of the fire. Are you walking with me? But verse 25 is where I'm going to close my Bible, and where I'm going to my seat and tell you that it might be the wrong situation, but God always knows how to get in the fire with you. He said, I do three men in, but I see four men in the fire, and the fourth man looks like the Son of God. I threw them in bound, but they are now set free. And I need somebody in the house today, if you don't mind, standing on your feet and testifying. The fourth man got into my situation. The fourth man delivered me from my hurt. The fourth man got in the fire with me. Is there anybody here who knows about the fourth man? The fourth man will heal your body. The fourth man will deliver you. The fourth man will set you free. Do you believe it this morning? Anybody in here? Yeah, I know about the fourth man. Can I call his name? His name is Jesus, the righteous Son of God. His name is Jesus, the lily of the valley. His name is Jesus, the bright and morning star. Anybody know who I'm talking about? And the reason he could get them out is because he was bound one day. One Friday, he died. Do you believe he died? But early Sunday morning, anybody can say, yeah, he got up with all power in his hand. The fourth man, the fourth man, the fourth man. Anybody can say, I know he will. He'll deliver me. I know he will. Won't he bring you out? Can you say yeah? Say yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir. The right outlook on the wrong situation. If you look at it differently, Maya Angelou says, if there is a problem and you can't change it, change the way you look at it. You may not like the way it looks, but change the way you see it. Don't see your job loss as being fired. See it as being hired for the next one. Don't see your sickness as unto death. See it as an opportunity for God to heal. Some of y'all don't know when to shout. Don't see being broke today. It's not always been broke. Just see it as an opportunity for God to show himself mighty in your life. It's about your outlook. And when your friends are dressed like friends, but they're really enemies, and God exposes them, don't see it as, oh, I'm so hurt. God just showing you the real. Don't let the devil defeat you. Mind. So is a man thinketh. Are y'all with me? So is he. The battlefield for the Christian is in the mind. Some of y'all not hearing me. The battlefield for the Christian is in the mind. And if Satan can get your mind unraveled, I never shall forget, I had gone to the doctor and they left the thing on my machine saying, we're waiting to give you your results. You know, regular stuff, cholesterol, heart, and all of that. And my mind, Sister Mundine, had me so messed up. I wasn't eating because I didn't want to, like that was going to stop the results that are already taking place. Y'all know we'll do that, though. And some of you got to learn that although you take the test, expect the best. And when I got my results, I was so surprised. Are y'all with me? They said your cholesterol is lower, your liver function is good, your weight is down. Y'all not in the house with me. But you have to go expecting. You have to expect God to move on your behalf. Don't go to no interview already talking about you not going to get the job. You go there expecting, oh, God to do something in your life. Anybody know what I'm talking about? And anybody know he'll make a difference? He'll change it, y'all. He'll change it. I said he'll change it. Aubrey, he'll change it. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Your credit score may have been one thing, and you find out you've been paying that bill so long, it's up a little bit. God will change it. Somebody ought to come. The choir is going to sing. Somebody needs to come. If you don't know Jesus, come on. Somebody ought to come. Deacons and preachers and ushers are inviting you. If you don't know Jesus, you need to come. If you do know Jesus, but you don't have a church home, today is a good day.